West Ham take on Fiorentina in their first major European final in 47 years. This is the big match preview. I'm joined today with all the boys minus Graham. You know, as we look ahead to one of the biggest games, well, the biggest game in our club's history since the FA Cup final in 2006.
Buzzing for it, mate. First of all, let's cheers it before the beers go. European final, West Ham. I'm buzzing for it, mate.
I'm looking forward to a few more of these in over in Czechoslovakia.
Czech Republic.
Wait, you ain't got the wrong tickets, have you?
No,
I'm not. Czechoslovakia don't exist no more.
But, it's I'm buzzing. I said it on Friday night playing, mate. I'm looking forward to this build-up. It's good to do a preview with you boys. Get out, meet up with each other.
I know.
And we're gonna crack on and.
First time in a while we're all together, not on a match day.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's good to come together to do this for such a good occasion.
Yeah, get us off StreamYard out of our bedrooms.
That's the thing, we only get together on finals. So it won't be often.
But the thing is, going into this, lads, you know, it's a massive occasion, it's a massive game for the club. You know, what are your thoughts on it? You know, what are you expecting out of this?
I mean, when we first went into the competition, I don't think we've underestimated it, because I think we knew that it was a lower level of competition than it would have been last year, and we'd done so well last year, and there was so much expectation of reaching at least the final and things like that. You know, I mean, I remember us all sitting at the beginning and we should at least get to the semi-finals, finals of this competition. You know, we could win this competition, and I'm not sure whether when I was saying that I actually believed it. Because I've seen it so many times, you know. I've seen us come into finals. I've seen us, you know, go into these competitions thinking, it should be a dead cert. It should be a dead cert, and it never is. You know what I mean? Like, and you know, if we'd have gone out to Alkmaar, probably wouldn't have been surprised. You know what I mean? Because it's just, I wouldn't say it's in the DNA of the club, but it's one of them things where you think, you know, you want to believe and you hope. It's hope more than expectation, really. Yeah. So, being in that stadium that day, watching the boys get through to the final, I was in shock. It wasn't shock, but I was so overwhelmed with emotion because, you know, the disappointment of the semi-final last year, the Frankfurt disappointment, you know, going out there, you know, going 1-0 down so early here, killed the atmosphere here and really give ourselves a uphill task. To come away from here, from the Alkmaar game, after going 1-0 down, then 2-1 up, and then holding on for so long there, I mean, I was going through the stages of all stages, you know, grief, anger, angst, and all that sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Typical West Ham game.
I think we learned a lot from the Europa League run last season. That semi-final, we learned a lot going into this. I mean, we're unbeaten in this competition. We had to qualify for it. People forget that. We had to go through a qualifying round as well. And I think, like, when you look at our record this season with discipline, we've had no red cards this season, and we've had the least yellow cards. So they've obviously worked on that. And it's as Nicky said, it's been a great run. You know, Alkmaar was unreal. You know, but them celebrations that we see after in the stadium with the players, I want to see more of that after the final whistle.
It'd be a whole nother level, wouldn't it? And that's the thing. I think what you were saying, Nick, like after that Alkmaar game, that's when it felt real. Like you said, we all expected.
It still hasn't hit me yet. It still hasn't hit me that we're in a final. You know, we've booked tickets, we've got flights, we've got this and this and this. And I won't really understand what it's like. You know, you see these teams like Liverpool, Man City, they're getting finals all the time. European finals are different. You know, they have the fan zones. It's a neutral country, a neutral venue. So you haven't got that overbearing of all of the, you know, like when you go into Germany last year and we had them overbearing of the Germans and the overbearings of the Dutch, all of that sort of stuff. It's neutral, and I've never seen it. There's a whole generation of people that have not seen this. You know, it's been 47 years since we've been in a major European final, and no matter what other teams would like to say, this is a major European final, and it's one of them things where everyone will laugh at it. You know, especially like I've seen like Leicester fans and Villa fans and all of these people like actually.
You say about Villa fans, mate. They qualified for it last week, and they was all out celebrating.
This is what I'm saying, and it's a huge thing, and it's a big journey. And for 2 years of this journey, I've got a taste for this beer now. I've got a taste for this travelling abroad and going to Cyprus and going to, you know, all these weird and wonderful places, and I want more of it.
Yeah,
And and let's be honest, because of the disappointing season, the only way we're going to get more of it is if we win this final.
I've said it as well, like, when working with a lot of fans, I work with a good mate that supports Chelsea, and every other week he was flying off somewhere, and I used to be jealous. I used to be sitting in that office thinking, I wish I was going to these countries and that. And the last 2 years have been so enjoyable. It's about the match and the results, but it's also about flying away with your mates, enjoying the time, having the laughs. And as Nicky said, like, this is what we want. We want more of it now. We've got that taste. When they said about next level for this football club, this is the next level for being in European competition season after season.
That's the thing. When you sit there and look at it, when you look back to the move and all that type of thing, all right, look, this competition weren't around then. And they said there's a lot of discredit for this competition. Tottenham discredited it last year, and to be honest, I think deep down a lot of their fans will admit they'd love to be in our position now in this European
in the final.
Yeah.
They don't want to go to the arse end of nowhere. They think they're too entitled for it.
Yeah.
But that's
Exactly.
up to them.
They want to be on the cusp of possibly winning their first European trophy in however how long. And it's done it, but this is what we moved for. The European football, the nights like we've had, last season with the Sevilles, the Lyons, this season, we've had the quarterfinals, semi-finals, and having European football season after season. This is what we moved for.
It was mad watching the Europa League final the other night, and they were saying about Seville and won it 7 times. I was thinking, we beat them last season.
Yeah.
So what an achievement that was, to go and beat Seville, beat Lyon. All right, Frankfurt was a bit too much for us, but it was still a hell of a ride. And then we've done it again this season. We could have easily underplayed this tournament and put our kids out and just thought we'll go with the flow, whatever happens, happens. But we've taken it serious, and now we're in a final.
And I think when you look at the fundamentals of what we were saying during the season, it's been a tough season. We've lost 20 games this year.
Yeah.
We haven't lost in Europe yet. Not once.
Yeah.
Not once this season we lost in Europe. So you've got them 20 games.
I think we only drew 1 as well, didn't we?
Yeah, we've only drawn 1, yeah. But you've got them 20 games that we've lost. And it would be so easy for the management, for the players, to just focus everything on the Premier League. And I'm so glad that they haven't done that, because this is what it's about. This is what it's about. It's going to a stadium, although it's not the stadium that everyone would want to be. You'd want it 4 times the size of it, really, because you'd fill it. But I do understand in ways why. They have picked a small stadium. They don't know how serious these clubs are going to take it. They've got to pick these venues, But as I said the other night, they should have had maybe Sparta Prague Stadium, which is 56,000 ready, just in case they've got a couple of big clubs there who's got a big fan base. It gives the legitimacy to the competition, and they won't make this mistake again.
Do you think then, like the way the season's panned out, do you think that this side we've got at the moment is more suited for the European competition than it is the Premier League competition? Overall, as the new group of players bedding in, the way we play, the systems that we use, is that why we've gone undefeated in this competition? Look, and people will sit there and say that the competition we've been up against have been League 2, League 1, standard, but I don't think that way. Some of them have, but I think like with Alkmaar and all that, they've got a long history within the top division.
Don't never dismiss League 1, League 2 standard, because we've lost to a lot of League 1, League 2 teams, even recently.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Do you think that maybe the setup of this side, with the players that we've got, is more suited to this European style of football, this European competitions?
I think we've got better quality.
Yeah, I think that's what it comes down to, the quality. And I think that's in games that I've seen, our quality is what's got us over the line. Look at Larnaca. How many chances did Larnaca have against us, right? And just terrible in the final third.
Alkmaar were the same. Alkmaar were the same,
We definitely rode our luck in some of the games, but that's what you need. Teams that win cups have to have luck along the way. And what you're saying about players that we signed, I do think that Paqueta, Scamacca, they were more suited for the European football, and that sort of proved it in the earlier rounds. Like, you think Paqueta couldn't really get in the league going, but in Europe he was thriving. Scamacca the same. So, I do think that the way we set up sometimes in the Premier League is obviously you come up against the level of competition in the Premier League is 10 times what you get in the Conference League, but you can only beat what's in front of you. You get the 2 team sheets on match day, you can only beat what's on the pitch, and we've done that.
But if you look at it, and this, I know you guys talked about the Antonio comments on Friday Night Pint, but what he said about, us, what we tried to do initially, switching to that possession-based football, when we kept trying it up until fucking New Year, and it didn't work, and now we've gone back to the counter-attacking ways. That way, how we play is better suited to the Premier League, or for what from the manager we've got and the players we've got, because we've started to improve since going back to.
Yeah, since after the World Cup, you have seen the improvements, and if that was the way they tried to change it, didn't work. They went back and look, it's worked out because we've stayed up. But in other seasons, it might not have worked out. So going into next season, they've obviously got a lot to work on, whether it's with Moyes or whoever. But we've got the players to adapt. I think we have. I mean, whatever Antonio said, I think Scamacca can adapt to the Premier League. I think he can adapt to Moyes' way. I just think every time he got a run, he picked up an injury, or then he found himself out of the team.
Yeah.
So,
It's a shame like he's not available for the final.
Maybe.
Well, mate, there's rumours that he could be in the squad for the final. You know, and he hasn't played a lot of football. Obviously, you know, the injury that he's had, the operation that he's had, but you know, he could be a type of player if you go to extra time or something.
that's what
like
I'm
that.
saying.
You know,
If there is any way that you could get him on the bench, have him on the bench, because all that's gone on with the Antonio comments, he could end up being the hero.
Yeah.
And he would be fired
Whether
up.
it's a winning penalty or come on in extra time or last minute.
And it's got quality about him.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of our players have got. Like, they haven't shown it this year too much. You know, it's difficult in the Premier League when you get a poor set of results. But we've got some quality there. Aguerd at times, it's been quality. Other times, he's looked like He's looked like you on a Sunday.
Yeah.
To be fair, you know what I mean? Like,
Kera's been the same.
Kera's been the same, yeah.
But you've got to remember, he was out injured a long time.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody's had that full run of games, and it just so happens that approaching this final, the last 10 games, we've sort of got a settled side. You've got players that, you know, wasn't quite firing, like Paqueta. Paqueta's going to be huge for us in this final. He's going to be a massive, massive
I'll be honest,
influence.
mate, I think I see a major change when we started getting Aguerd and Zuma together. Because when them two partnered up, you see a good partnership at the back, and that's what we had. We had a very mixed back four all season. You got to think Craig Dawson was there at the beginning of the season. You know,
Playing a
we
lot of
never had
games.
Aguerd.
He was out the side, and then he found himself back in the side.
Kera struggled in the beginning. You know, Creswell was up and down. Emerson struggled to get game time. So once we got that, Soufal was injured. So once we got that settled back four, that's when you started noticing the results. We weren't conceding as much, and we were digging in and winning games.
We was playing at back five for a while actually in the season, and then we've gone back to the back four. So yeah, it's been a lot of chop and change. So.
And this is the thing, you know, Moyes has got a massive headache, and to be fair, it's a good headache to have, because barring Scamacca, if, you know, as I said, we don't know early on, you know, whether he will be available for this one, but everyone seems to be fit. Everyone's come to fit. Yeah.
It's a manager's dream, isn't it?
It's a tip. To be fair, it's typical when you get a cup final that, you know, you struggle for a side all season, and then everyone comes back in.
Sometimes I think with Moyes, the only problem is with that, right? And I'm just going to get this out of the way quickly. With Moyes, sometimes choice is not good. Sometimes he's better concentrating on what he's got. So if he's forced into situations, he'll make the best of what he's got. Sometimes choice. I don't want to disrespect the man, but it confuses him.
But I think the starting 11 picks itself.
Yeah, that's what I was going to
I
say.
don't think it does.
I don't think so.
It does.
There's a couple of positions there that I don't think the right back position.
There's two positions, right back, and there's another one where Fornals could maybe potentially. But I think take Fornals and I think it all picks itself.
Yeah.
I think the strongest team, and we'll go for the teams in a minute, but I think everyone will have the similar strongest team.
See, this is the thing, you say that. I don't think it does. I think the left back and right back positions are up for grabs because of the quality, the opposition you're playing, the fact that it's Soufal's home country, you know, he's going to be buzzing to play. You know, Emerson, again, the experience that he's got in cup finals, you know, and this is saying, before we move on to the team stuff, do you think that the defeat in the semi-final and the players that we've added this season who have got the experience in the major tournaments, do you think this will play in our favour a little bit going into the game?
I don't know, because they've obviously just had a defeat in a final, right? FA Cup final against the top
Not
three.
FA Cup final.
Not FA, but it's their
Coppa
FA Cup.
Italia,
It's
yeah.
the fucking FA
The
Cup.
Italiano FA Cup.
Exactly. Against Inter Milan.
This is the Coppa Italia.
You know,
It's not
Coppa.
happening.
Alright, it's fucking their version of the FA Cup, isn't it?
It's their version of the FA
It's
Cup.
the FA Cup.
Yes.
Exactly. I'm speaking English. I'm not speaking Italian here, Vigano. So, which I actually watched that game. I actually watched it, and it was quite interesting.
He's doing take notes.
Yeah, well, I wanted to sort of get a view of the opposition, and I think we're actually perfectly set up to play Fiorentina, because once Inter Milan sat back part of the bus, Fiorentina couldn't do anything. Like, they had no answer to break them down at all.
See, now you say that, but the game against Basel in the semi-final, Basel done a lot of the same. And to be fair, before Fiorentina got their winner, the second goal, Basel should have scored. But yeah, we when I look back at the semi-finals that we played Alkmaar, we can't afford to give Fiorentina that many chances, because Fiorentina have got that quality that they will punish us.
That's the only thing, yeah. When I saw it, obviously there was a lot of their balls were shit. There was a lot of crosses into the box headed wide.
Very similar to us. Very similar to us.
Yeah, I'm with you, Nick. I think both sides are very similar. They've got the quality there, but just sometimes they don't take the opportunity.
The key is going to be the midfield, which is always the key battle. You win the midfield, 9 times out of 10 you win the game. And it's going to be tough. And possession, when you look at every game this season, we've always had the less possession in the game.
Yeah.
This time we need to have a lot more of the ball. We can't afford to let them bring it on to us, like attack us, because that's when it gets nervous. That's when it feeds into the crowd.
Well, they are going to be nervous, and we've played arguably bigger games in the last year. We've played the semi-final and all that sort of thing in real testing sort of atmospheres.
But they should have that confidence to say we can beat Seville,
we can
beat Lyon,
we can. But that's the thing, though, Roy. We can beat them.
The finals are all one-off games.
Of course they are. Yeah. What we need to do is we need to make sure we start fast. That's what we need to do, because that has been our downfall at times this season. It's too slow starting, caught ball watching, not awake.
That's a good thing though. Remember AC Milan went 3-0 up.
No, yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like, it's, we can't afford to go a goal or two down before we wake up.
We can't invite
because
them on.
that's what happened against Frankfurt. We didn't come out the traps. We tried to play slow and steady. Get out the traps, man. We've got the attacking players to do it. We've got a quality midfielder, somebody who can run a midfield. I'm not downplaying what Fiorentina have got, but fucking, come out the traps fast, get the ball to Paqueta, get him playing, get them runs off him, get Antonio bullying people, get Bowen with confidence, Benrahma with confidence, get Benrahma fucking shifting in and testing the goalkeeper early, and just get at them from minute one. Don't give them a time to settle, get regrouped and go, kill them before they start.
I want to see us pressing this game, especially in the midfield. We win the ball up in midfield, and start a counter attack. We're going to cause them problems. So rather than sit off players.
Yeah, this is the thing. Their managers turned around and said that he wants to play dirty tactics, dirty fouls. And I said last night that plays into our hands, because we score a lot of goals from set pieces. So it
can't have done much homework if he.
Well, see now you say
but
that
could be game.
Yeah.
You look at our set piece record. From probably 3/4 of the season, we didn't score from a corner. No. We were very poor. But again, sort of certain players have come into form towards the end of this season, and again, we're scoring from set pieces. Consistently scoring from set pieces, and this could be a big role and have a big role to play in the final. And again, it comes to making sure that the delivery's on point. These are the silly things that we've not got right in the past. The delivery's been very, very poor. So we need to make sure that in the final, this is all key. But, I'm going to look at the starting 11, right? I'm going to throw 3 things at you. I'm going to throw, 3 things, right? So the main points of, I think, that Moyes has got a big headache. I'm going to ask your opinions. Goalkeeper, right back, left wing.
For me, I'll go first. You stick with Areola. He's played every game. Be very harsh. Seeing as I know Fabianski's just got a new deal, which I'll speak about this on videos after the final. I don't really want to speak about that now. I know Fabianski's got a new deal, but Areola should be a number 1 going forward.
Well, that's what
in all competitions. Yeah. I know they've said that, but it's sometimes these managers get tempted to swap it up and put your first choice in. You've seen it with Arsenal over the years. They go through the Carabao Cup, playing their second string team, and then get to the final, and then they play their first team. You stick with Areola. For me, Soufal plays, and I know that's harsh on Kehrer, because I think Kehrer's been brilliant over the last a month or two. I think he's done nothing wrong, but for me, right back plays right back, and being a Czech boy, back in his home city and all that, he'll be desperate to play and he'll be desperate to do well. and left wing Saeed Benrahma. I can't see anyone else but Saeed Benrahma.
Yeah, Martin Ariola in goal, Soufal right back. Not only for the reasons what you said, their main reasons, but I think he's a better defender, and I think the way Fiorentina are going to attack us, I think we need someone a bit more defensive. I like Kehrer, he's done well. Zuma Aguerd, Creswell starts for me over Emerson, because I think once again Creswell's a bit more defensive. Midfield, Rice, Souček, Paqueta, Bowen, and Benrahma on the left, and Antonio up top.
Yeah, I think
the team picks itself.
Yeah.
It's hard. And don't get me wrong, I think Fornals is very close to starting this final. He's done nothing wrong, but I think Fornals is better off the bench. I think when you're looking for that final 20-15 minutes, you need someone to come on, either see the game out or create something. Fornals is the best person to bring on.
Yeah, he's shown that this season. I think my team would be exactly the same. And look, I think a lot of people have question marks over Creswell after the last season's semi-final, but he's come back in and he's been in good form, and you have to go with that. You have to go with the players that are right in form right now. And I know it sort of counteracts what we say about Kehrer, but Soufal before his injury has been so good. He's absolutely quality, and he
started poor, come back, was good, then got injured again, and lost his place to Kehrer, who's also been good.
Yeah,
I feel sorry
for Kehrer because he's had a really good end to the season, and I do rate him, I do like him, but I just think Soufal and Creswell for me should be the full-backs.
And Benrahma for me, he's been quality in this competition. He's scored quite a few goals in it. He's our creative spark. Fornals for me is not a winger, right? And he has been better off the bench. But if you're going to play Fornals, I want him in the middle, right? Souček for me, and he's taken so much criticism, and still for me, going forward next season isn't the solution in midfield, but for this game, Souček has to start. I have to back him. So it is his hometown.
100% he has
but
to start.
He hasn't been bad like in the past few games. He doesn't give you a lot in terms of progressing the ball, passing, but he is solid defensively. So that's why I don't understand why we play him so advanced.
The thing is with Thomas Souček is that sometimes we don't see what he does on the pitch, but when you look at the stats after, he's always first and second to everything. Yeah. So we might think he might not be doing it, but you know
he does a lot of the dirty work.
I think he also starts as well, because let's be honest, I know he hasn't done it too much this season, but if they're thinking about dirty tactics, dirty fouls and all this sort of thing, swing a ball in the box, mate, there's always a chance Thomas Souček will do it.
I like the options as well that we've got from the bench, that if it's not going away, we've got changes, and if it is going away, we've got decent changes. I mean, Danny Ings, when he come on in the semi-final.
Yep.
He changed it.
Yeah.
He changed it
for us. And you see him. I love that. I didn't see it on the day, obviously, because I was there. But the images of him, as soon as he put Fornals went through, he had his arms in the air because he knew what was going to happen. Yeah, exactly. He was either going to score or it was going to go wide, and that's it. Game over. Yeah.
I'm a lot to the thinking of you guys. Soufal starts for me just more because one, he's got more pace than Kehrer. You know, he looking at the front three that Fiorentina probably play, we're going to need that. You know, his delivery in the box ain't great, but he gives more option going forward as a fullback than Kehrer. For me, I'll start Emerson at left back just because of the experience in these sort of situations. You know, the guy's won the Champions League.
I think you could see a situation, mate, where if we go 1 or 2 up, he might come on and we might switch to a 5.
Yeah, it's weird because obviously, when's the last game he played, Emerson? I'm trying to think. It seems like it's been
last week, Leicester.
Yeah, he played Leicester.
Oh yeah, but that was he did play. That's where we started to rotate. Yeah.
And for me, Benrahma has to start. Look, especially in this competition, he's been one of the brightest sparks.
I think he's been very.
Player of the season, but Benrahma was player of the season for me.
Yeah. That's it, and you know, Fornals, I think coming off the bench will provide an impact. I think, like with what you were saying, I think our bench has got a lot to say in this game. Things are not going right. We've got the players to change it up.
I've just got this feeling. This sneaky feeling that you're going to see, rather than seize up like we normally do in these situations, I think you're going to see the extra 10% from everyone. You watch Declan Rice, I bet Declan Rice is going to be immense.
Well, Rice said it himself, like they ain't playing for X amount of days. There's no reason they shouldn't leave everything
on the pitch.
Empty the gas tank.
And if they do that and it doesn't work out, that's fine with me.
All you can ask is for them just to give everything for 90 minutes. Yeah. You know, just go out there, You know, for me, I know Fiorentina might be favourites. I think we're the better team. I think we play in a better league. We've played against better players all season. I think that we can, if everyone's on point, and we will make mistakes. Of course, there are going to be nerves.
Yeah, of course there
but
is.
Yeah.
it's, you know, you need your big players. You need your Jared Bowen to turn up. You need Ben Rama to get on the ball and want it. You need Rice breaking up play. You need Souček winning headers. You need your back four to be switched on. You need Areola to be switched on. And if that all happens, I know it's hard to say. It's easy for me to say it. But if it all happens on the night, I think we'll win. I do fancy this.
I personally think, not in the league, but I think with the players that we've got, we're in a better position now, this year, to win this tournament than we were to win that tournament last year. I think, you know, you've got Emerson, Rice, Zuma.
Semi-finalists.
You know, exactly. But not only that, the
then added.
experience, the quality, you know, the carers, the Agueds, who have all been, you know, Agued went to the World Cup, got to the semi-final in the World Cup, you know. They're all good, they've got that major, that big tournament, you know, that feel now.
Even Emerson's experience.
Yeah, exactly.
Look what he's won.
That's
Look what
it.
he's won. You know, he's won the Champions League, the Europa League. He could be the first player to win all three.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
that is huge.
And his experience in the dressing room. And also you've got, obviously, our captain Declan Rice was involved with England in the
Yeah,
Euros.
exactly.
So he's got that, even though they lost the final, he's got that experience of being around.
The big game mentality.
Yeah.
And that's,
I was going to say about Fabianski. A lot of people have said about this, and I've come round to the idea of if it does go penalties, which I hope it don't. I'm bringing on Fabianski.
yeah, I am as well.
I see it in the Notts County final I watched for the playoffs. They subbed on a goalkeeper and he won them the game.
Yeah.
He saved like 2-3 penalties.
Yeah.
And won them that game, and that's what you do. And look, there's nothing against Areola, but and I'm not writing him off as he's shit at penalties like everyone else is. Yes, he hasn't saved one yet, but right now what we know is Fabianski is a better.
I'm the same, mate. If there's a minute to go in extra time, I'm bringing Fabianski on for penalties.
Yeah.
And that's no disrespect to Areola, but I see him try to save all them penalties against Blackburn. He didn't get near one.
I'm sure Areola won't mind.
And Fabianski is a great penalty. You look at his penalty record. He's got a good record. You remember here, like he saved a few here as well. So I'm the same. I'll be looking. But let's hope that we don't get to that.
Yeah, we can't fucking.
I don't think we will.
I'm not going to lie, lads. I don't know about yous, but I want it done and dusted in 90 minutes.
Yes,
I don't want no
even
extra time, no
extra
penalties,
time.
nothing like that.
I'm the same, mate.
Comfortable 3-0 up.
But I am very much looking forward to it, and I'm sure the nerves will kick in.
I think everyone's looking forward to it, so it's going to be a big game. But
Yeah,
boys,
I'm buzzing. I ain't felt like this since 06, the FA Cup,
Yeah.
build up to the FA Cup, and I'm not nervous now. I said this on Friday Night Pint. I'll be nervous on the day,
Mate.
probably about an hour before kick-off.
Yeah.
I just want to enjoy every single moment.
that'll be when it. For you two, it's going to be travelling to that stadium. When you travel to that stadium,
Got so
that's it. For us,
we've done a fucking good on the travel as well, man. I'll tell you what, I've seen some fucking some fucking nightmare journeys, mate. We're straight in Friday, straight out.
That's it.
Done.
That's where I think the nerves are kicking for you when you're heading towards it. And I think me and you, I think it's more when we start getting ready to watch the game. That's when it'll properly.
It's the
start
day,
kicking
isn't it?
in.
You wake up in the morning, and like for you it's 8 o'clock kick-off. For
Yeah.
us it's 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
And like it's that whole day, innit? You're just waiting, and you look at your watch, and I don't know, you ain't got to watch on, but you do. You keep looking at your time, and you're thinking, oh, the hours are dragging.
I'll tell you now, right? If we win that final, we'll be out there. That 11 o'clock finish or whatever it may be on the night, I don't think the party's going to finish till the Friday when we go home. So
Yes.
it's going to be excellent.
For me, the important thing is, and I think like everyone out there who's going, you're gonna have a fucking brilliant
Yeah,
time.
exactly.
What I said to myself, I don't care where the fuck I am, what I'm doing, just win. I just want us to win.
Yep.
I always
because
think
it's
as long as
huge
you're
for
with
us.
people that you love
Yeah,
and
exactly.
you're enjoying yourself, it don't matter
It
where
don't
you are.
matter.
Everyone would love to be in that stadium. And,
Yeah.
and listen, I know how lucky I am that I've got a ticket and I'm going to be there. But there's thousands that won't be. But I'm sure they're going to be loving it wherever they are and wherever pub you're in, wherever you're watching it. Just
If we win,
enjoy this
if we
moment,
win, the
man.
party's going to be all summer. You know, we're going to. I bet there's going to be a parade. We'll have a parade for it, which we ain't see. I've never.
Probably be the next
came up-
day, though. That's the problem,
but
isn't it?
that's
They
the
normally
thing.
do it.
It's something really we've never seen. We've never seen that open top bus
Well,
with a
I
trophy.
have the
Playoffs.
Yeah,
the
but like,
playoffs,
let's be
I
honest.
mean, all I
Like,
remember is Chris Powell at the back.
yeah,
Yeah.
You know, you're talking an open top bus trip wherever it will be.
What they do
like,
it round here, though?
Well, it's a bit
Stratford
weird,
High
isn't it?
Street.
Like,
I reckon it'd be
yeah.
East Ham.
Yeah.
I think
You know,
it'll be
but
East Ham, all the way down, like, past the bowling,
Romford
Barking Road, down
up to
Yeah.
Romford. Yeah.
They got to do it through there, from
Yeah,
Upton
of course.
Park.
Can't go
to
past
there.
West Ham, they won't get under.
Well,
the,
yeah, you got to go past the town. Or
it'll be
all
down
that type of
Plasto
thing,
Hill,
yeah.
Stratford High Street.
It would
Oh,
it
mate.
would mean a lot, and I think for the club as well, our European coefficient goes up, which gives us better credence in Europe.
Especially with this new rule that's coming in. So
Yeah, attracting players in the summer, not just because we've
That's-
got the trophy, because we're in Europa League.
That's
But
the
look,
main,
that's what comes after. Let's.
that's the main.
Yeah, but
we
you
need
wanna-
to-
I just want to make sure, I make sure that we reiterate that no matter what happens, we're very proud of the boys.
Oh yeah, of course. But if you're talking about a trophy, you want to look at
course.
what you get from it.
And that's what I'm saying.
what's-
It's double bonus because you get a trophy and you get Europa League football,
Yeah.
and you're back in a no disrespect to the Conference League, a better competition against better teams, and that's what you want.
listen, there's no reason why if we win this trophy, we get in that Europa League. If we get knocked out of the group, make sure we finish third, and we can go on and do a Seville on this trophy.
You've only got to look.
Yeah. This could be hard.
You've only got to look. You've only got to look what Rome have done. They won it last
Mate,
season, and they've
exactly.
just got to the final.
Yep.
Okay, they lost on penalties, but
and
it gives you focus, doesn't it? And as
course it
Dan
does.
said, it attracts better players because players want to play in Europe. They want to play in competitions. So
Yeah. No, you're bang on, mate. But
What's the prize money, by the way? I don't know.
40 quid.
potatoes.
But
I think to be fair, in the scheme of things of football, I think the prize money is very minimal.
I think
the
like
paper had travelled in the first round of Europa. We
Exactly.
win
I think being in Europe last season and this season has helped us out financially as a club, and because TV money and all of that stuff and putting you on a pedestal, obviously selling more tickets. So we're in a situation now where we could have a really good summer off the back of this.
Yeah, exactly.
And spend some money. And listen, let's just
Listen,
hope
that's
we
it.
win. We're not
Get-
doing predictions.
Well, I can do predictions if you want, boys. So go on in.
quickly.
Yeah, go on. What you fancying, Dan? I'll start with you as you brought it up, mate. We'll start with you. Come on.
Do you know what? I said I wouldn't predict 2-1 for the rest of the season, but I'm feeling 2-1. I do think they'll score, but like we said, our quality will show out, and I think we'll bag a couple of goals.
Nick.
3-0.
3-0.
Fucking
Fucking hell.
Bloody hell, Nick.
who?
Us.
Jesus.
3-0.
Show me your hands.
I'll go 3-1.
3-1?
Yeah, I
God,
think
you guys
I think
are
it'll be
really
tight.
confident.
I think it'll
Yeah.
be tight, and I think we get a late goal. I think it could be a game where we could be 2-0 up, concede, and it's 2-1, it's tight, and then we just go and get another one.
I said 3-0 because I think we'll score early. They'll be chasing, and then we'll hit them with 2 at the end.
I think Bowen will get 2 as well. I don't know who's going to get the other one. I don't care who gets the other one, but I think Bowen will get 2. I just fancy Bowen in this game.
Yeah, I think.
I'll be honest. I think we're going to win the tie, but as much as I hope it don't, it's going to go extra time penalties. That's for me. Yeah, I'm thinking 1-1 extra time penalties. We'll win it on
I hope
penalties.
you're not fucking right.
That's exactly what
My heart won't be able to take
All right,
it.
listen. This is West Ham, mate, and we do things the
I
hardest
really
way
do.
possible.
I'll take it.
Oh, it'd be the most amazing thing ever,
Yeah.
but going through penalties.
Oh, mate, I just
I
wouldn't
would
want that
throw up.
heartbreak for anyone. Imagine the player that missed the penalty.
Be a
Touch
killer.
wood.
It'll be a killer.
We're all
But-
backing Nicky's result, 3-0.
Yes,
anyway.
let's hope so. Let's hope so. But boys,
Give us Nicky, yeah.
thank you very much for joining me on this big match preview.
Thank you, Scott.
It's all right. Look, make sure you all check out all the other stuff that's going to be. There's going
Why
to
didn't
be a
you buy
lot
the beers, by the way? It's your preview. You should have got the round in.
because you weren't here early enough, mate. I bought the beers, didn't I? Right?
Yeah, you did.
Thank you very much.
Well, you didn't get ours in, did you?
But lads, thank you very much. All of you, thank you very much for watching. One thing left to say.
Come
Come
on, you
on, you
Lions.
Lions.